Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So now today we are starting with Srimad Bhagavad Gita. This is like I am taking from Bhagavad Gita as it is by Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So I would like to pay my humble obeisances to all the Vaishnavas, His Holiness Bhanuswami Maharaj, um, Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and all the Acharyas. So chapter 1. The title is Observing the Armies on the Battlefield of Kurukshetra. So first, canto, chapter 1, verse 1. Dhritarashtra uvacha dharmakshetre kurukshetre samaveta yutsava mamaka pandavaschaiva kim akurvata sanjaya. Dhritarashtra uvacha. King Dhritarashtra said, Dharmakshetre, in the place of pilgrimage, Kurukshetre, in the place named Kurukshetra, Samaveta, assembled, Yutsava, desiring to fight, Mamaka, my party, sons, Pandava, the sons of Pandu, Cha and Eva, certainly, Kim, what, Akurvata, did they do, Sanjaya, O Sanjaya. Dhritarashtra said, O Sanjaya, after my sons and the sons of Pandu assembled in the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra, desiring to fight, what did they do? So now, like this Bhagavad Gita is the widely read theistic science summarized in the Gita Mahatmya. So there it says one should read Bhagavad Gita very scrutinizingly with the help of a person who's a devotee of Sri Krishna and try to understand it without personally motivated interpretations. So before Srila Prabhupada did this book Bhagavad Gita as it is, there were many commentaries. But most of them, or you can say not even a single commentary, was like really appreciating the essence of the Bhagavad Gita, like putting Krishna in the center. Like most of them, they were like having personally motivated interpretations. So Prabhupada, he did this with a lot of effort. So now we would like to go through his commentary. So in this first verse, as you can see, Dhritarashtra is asking Sanjaya, who's a devotee of Vyasadeva, because they are alone in the room, like in their room, and the battlefield is very far away. But since Sanjaya is the disciple of Vyasadeva, he could see what's happening at the war, war field. Okay, so he's narrating it to Dhritarashtra. So Dhritarashtra, he is very much anxious to know what's happening because the place is as it is called Dharmakshetra. So here, because it's a very punya bhumi, like a pious place, where dharma is reigning. So Dhritarashtra was a little bit anxious, worried, because if his sons, like they just give in and they don't go for a war with the Pandavas, then he's worried. So he asked Sanjaya about what is the status of the Pandavas and the Kauravas uh, at Kurukshetra. And also he's worried because this is a Dharma Kshetra. He's worried that because his sons are not pious and the Pandavas, they are following Dharma, mostly they will be victorious. So he's also worried on that aspect. Okay, so now let's go to the second verse. Sanjay Uvacha Drishva tu Pandavanekam Vyudam. I would also like to inform, like, in any case, any of you have any doubts, you can also ask at the end of the session. Sanjay Uvacha Drishva tu Pandavanekam Vyudam Duryodhanastada Acharyam Upasangamya Raja Vachanam Abravit. Sanjay Uvacha. Sanjay said, Drishva, after seeing two, but Pandava Anikam, the soldiers of the Pandavas, Vyudham, arranged in a military phalanx, Duryodhana, King Duryodhana, Tada, at that time, Acharyam, the teacher, Upasangamya, approaching, Raja, the king, Vachanam, words, Abravit, spoke. Sanjaya said, O king, after looking over the army arranged in military formation by the sons of Pandu, King Duryodhana went to his teacher and spoke the following words. So now, what happens is Dhritarashtra is by birth is blind. Unfortunately, he was also bereft of spiritual vision, and he knew very well his sons were also equally blind in the matter of religion. And he was sure that he could never reach an understanding with the Pandavas, who were all pious since birth. Still, he was doubtful about the influence of the place of pilgrimage, and Sanjaya, he could understand the motive of Dhritarashtra, and so he wanted to convince Dhritarashtra that everything is okay, like so. And then, but in and in the meanwhile, like he also tells him, like, Duryodhana, he sees the phalanx of the Pandavas and he gets really worried and he goes to his commander in chief, Dronacharya, and he tells him, like, how they have arranged it. And also his son, Drupada's son, like, how nicely is arranged the phalanx. So he's worried and he goes and tells his commander in chief, Dronacharya. And the next verse, Pashya, behold, etam Pashyaitam Panduputraanam Acharya Mahatim Chamum Vyudham Drupada Putrena Tava Shishyena Dhimata. Pashya, behold, Yetam, this Panduputranam, of the sons of Pandu, Acharya, O teacher, Mahatim, great, Chamu, military force, Vyudham, arranged, Drupada Putrena, by the son of Drupada, Tava, you are Shishyena, disciple, Dhimata, very intelligent. O my teacher, behold the great army of the sons of Pandu, so expertly arranged by your intelligent disciple, the son of Drupada. So now, since he's worried, he immediately goes to Dronacharya and he says, see, you made a mistake of training Drupada's son, Drishtadyumna. Um, and he is very intelligently arranged the phalanx of the Pandavas. So you have already made a mistake of training him, and now you should not make any more mistakes and you should be very careful so that we will not be conquered by the Pandavas. And he also tells them, since you are they are your affectionate students, you should not be lenient with them. And he also says, Arjuna, who is also very affectionate and a brilliant student of Dronacharya, and he says he should not be lenient to any of these Pandavas, okay, or their army. So now, next verse. Atra Shura Maheshwa Asha Bhimajuna Samayudhi Yuyudhano Viratasha Drupadasha Maharatha. Atra, here, Shura, heroes, Maha Ishu Asha, mighty bowmen, Bhimarjuna, to Bhima and Arjuna, Sama, equal, Yudhi in the fight, Yuyudhana, Yudhana, Virata, Cha, also, Drupada, Cha, also, Maharatha, great fighter. Here in this army are many heroic bowmen, equal in fighting to Bhima and Arjuna, great fighters like Yudhana, Virata, and Drupada. So also he says, Dronacharya, apart from Arjuna and Bhima and Arjuna, there are also great fighters like Yudhana, Virata, and Drupada. So, and also he compares, like, how they are as powerful as Bhima and Arjuna. So, this is what he informs Dronacharya. In the next verse, दृष्टकेतुश्चेकिताना काशीराजाश्च वीर्यवान् पुरुजित् कुन्तिभोजश्च शैब्यश्च नरपुङ्गवा दृष्टकेतु Chekitana, Kashiraja, Cha also, Viryavan, very powerful, Purujit, Kunti Bhoja, Cha and Shaibya, Cha and Narapungava, hero in human society. There are also great heroic, powerful fighters like Drishtakeshu, Chekitana, Kashiraja, Purujit, Kunti Bhoja, and Shaibya. Next verse. Yudhamanyusha Vikranta Uttamaujash Viryavan Saubhadro Draupadeyasha Sarva Eva Maharatha Yudhamanyu Cha and Vikranta mighty Uttamauja, Cha and Viryavan, very powerful. Saubhadra, the son of Subhadra. Draupadyeha, the sons of Draupadi. Cha and Sarve all, Eva, certainly, Maharatha, great chariot fighters. There are the mighty Yudhamanyu, the very powerful Uttamauja, the son of Subhadra, and the sons of Draupadi. All these warriors are great chariot fighters. Text 7. Text 7. Asmakam tu vishishta yeta niboda dvijottama nayaka mama sainyasya samnyartam tan bravimite. Asmakam, our, tu, but, vishishta, especially powerful, ye, tan, them, niboda, just take note of, be informed. Dvija uttama, O best of the Brahmanas, nayaka, captains, mama, my, shainyasya, of the soldiers, Shasamnya Artham, for information, Tan, them, Bravimi, I'm speaking, Te, to you. But for your information, O best of the Brahmanas, let me tell you about the captains who are especially qualified to lead my military force. Text 8. Bhavan Bhishmas. So he's also telling Dronacharya, like, I will also tell you about the captains in my military force. Okay. Now text 8. Bhavan Bhishmasya Karnasya Kripasya Samitam Jaya Ashwattama Vikarnasya Saumadattaistataivacha. Bhavan, your good self. Bhishma, grandfather Bhishma. Cha, also. Karna, Cha, and Kripa, Cha, and Samitam Jaya, always victorious in battle. Ashwattama, Vikarna, Cha, as well as Saumadatti, the son of Somadatta, Tatha, as well as Eva, certainly, Cha, also. There are personalities like you, Bhishma, Karna, Kripa, Ashwattama, Vikarna, and the son of Somadatta called Bhurishava, who are always victorious in battle. Now, Duryodhana mentions the exceptional heroes in the battle, all of whom are ever victorious. So Vikarna is the brother of Duryodhana, Ashwatthama is the son of Dronacharya, and Saumadatti or Bhurishava is the son of the king of the Bhalikas. Karna is the half-brother of Arjuna, as he was born of Kunti before her marriage with King Pandu. Kripacharya's twin sisters married to Dronacharya. So now, text 9. अन्ये च बहवः शूरा मद अर्थे त्यक्त जीविता नाना शास्त्र प्रहराना praharana sarve yuddha visharada anye others cha also bahava in great number shura heroes mat arte for my sake tyakta jivita prepare to risk life nana many shastra weapons praharana equipped with sarve all of them yuddha visharadha experienced in military science. There are many other heroes who are prepared to lay down their lives for my sake. All of them are well equipped with different kinds of weapons, and all are experienced in military science. So, as far as the others are concerned, like Jayadratha, Kritavarma, and Shalya, all are determined, he says, all are determined to lay down their lives for my sake. Duryodhana says this to Dronacharya. In other words, it's already concluded that all of them will die because they're not pious and the victories with the Pandavas. Aparyaptam, text 10. Aparyaptam tad asmakam balam bhishma birakshitam paryaptam tva idam etasham balam bhima birakshitam. Aparyaptam, immeasurable, tad that asmakam of ours, balam strength, Bhishma by grandfather Bhishma, abhirakshitam perfectly protected, paryaptam limited, tu but idam all this etesham of the Pandavas, balam strength, Bhima by Bhima, ab- abhirakshitam carefully protected. Our strength is immeasurable, and we are perfectly protected by grandfather Bhishma, whereas the strength of the Pandavas carefully protected by Bhima is limited. Purport. So here, um, he says he's very proud. He says, like, our army, it is armed forces, they're protected by grandfather Bhishma, and so it is very powerful compared to the Pandavas. Their army is very limited, and he's comparing Bhima to Bhishma, and he says Bhima is like a fig in the presence of Bhishma. And Duryodhana, because Duryodhana is always envious of Bhima because he knows he meets his end through Bhima. Text 11. अयनेषु च सर्वेषु यथा भागम् अवस्थिता भीष्मम् एवाभिरक्षन्तु भवन्तः सर्व एव हि Ayaneshu in the strategic points, cha also sarveshu everywhere, yatha bhagam as differently arranged, avastita situated, Bhishmam onto grandfather Bhishma, eva certainly, abhirakshantu should give support, bhavanta you, sarve all respectively, eva he certainly. All of you must now give full support to grandfather Bhishma as you stand at your respective strategic points of entrance into the phalanx of the army. So he says, Duryodhana, after praising the prowess of Bhishma, he further considered that others might think that they are not being considered, that they have been considered less important. So in his usual diplomatic way, he tried to adjust the situation in the above words. He emphasized that Bhishma Deva was undoubtedly the greatest hero, but he was an old man. So everyone must especially think of his protection from all sides. So since he might be engaged in the fight and lose his focus, and people might attack him from the other sides. So the others in the army, in Duryodhana's army, should protect him from all the sides. He was also confident of the full support of Bhishma Deva and Dronacharya in the battle because he very well knew that they did not even speak a word when Arjuna's wife Draupadi, in a helpless condition, had appealed to them for justice while she was being forced to appear naked in the presence of all the great generals in the assembly. Although he knew that the two generals had some sort of affection for the Pandavas, you hope these generals will not support them right now in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Textual. Tasya sanjanayan arsham kuru vriddha pitamaha simmanadam vina dyochai shankam dadmau pratapavan tasya his Nayan, increasing Arsham, cheerfulness, Kuru Vriddha, the grandsire of the Kuru dynasty, Bhishma, Pitamaha, the grandfather, Simmanadam, roaring sound like that of a lion, Vinadya, vibrating, Uchai, very loudly, Shankam, conch shell, Dadma, blue, Pratapavan, the valiant. Then Bhishma, the great valiant grandsire of the Kuru dynasty, the grandfather of the fighters, blew his conch shell very loudly, making a sound like the roar of a lion, giving Duryodhana joy. The grandsire of the Kuru dynasty could understand the inner meaning of the heart of his grandson, Duryodhana, and out of his natural compassion for him, he tried to cheer him by blowing the conch shell very loudly, befitting his position as a lion. Indirectly, by the symbolism of the conch shell, he informed his depressed grandson, Duryodhana, that he had no chance of victory in the battle because the Supreme Lord Krishna was on the other side. But still, it was his duty to conduct the fight, and no pains would be spared in that connection. Text 13. Tataha shankascha beryasha panavanaka gomukha sahasaivabhya hanyanta sa shabdastumulo bhavad. Tataha, thereafter, shanka, conch shells, cha also, berya, large drums, cha, and panavanaka, small drums and kettle drums, gomukha, horns, tahasa, all of a sudden, eva, certainly, abhya, hanyanta, were simultaneously sounded. Saha, that shabda, combined sound, tumula, tumultus, abhavat, became. After that, the conch shells, drums, bugles, trumpets, and horns were all suddenly sounded, and the combined sound was tumultuous. Text 14. ततः श्वेतैर्हयैर्युक्ते महन्ति महति स्यन्दने स्थितौ माधव पाण्डवश्चैव दिव्यौ शङ्कौ प्रदध्मतु. Tataha, thereafter, Shvetai, with white haya horses, yukte, being yoked, Mahati, in a great Syandane chariot, Stito, situated, Madhava, Krishna, the husband of the goddess of fortune, Pandava, Arjuna, the son of Pandu, Cha also, Eva, certainly, Divya, transcendental, Shankar, conscious, Pradadmatu sounded. On the other side, both Lord Krishna and Arjuna, stationed on a great chariot drawn by white horses, sounded their transcendental conch shells. Purport. In contrast with the conch shell blown by Bhishma Deva, the conch shells in the hands of Krishna and Arjuna are described as transcendental. The sounding of the transcendental conch shells indicated that there was no hope of victory for the other side because Krishna was on the side of the Pandavas. Jayastu Pandu Putranam Yesham Pakshe Janardana. Victory is always with persons like the sons of Pandu because Lord Krishna is associated with them. And whenever and wherever the Lord is present, the goddess of fortune is also there because the goddess of fortune never lives alone without her husband. Therefore, victory and fortune were awaiting Arjuna, as indicated by the transcendental sound produced by the conch shell of Vishnu or Lord Krishna. Besides that, the chariot was also um, on which both the friends were seated had been donated by Agni, the fire god, to Arjuna, and this indicated that this chariot was capable of conquering all sides wherever it was drawn over the three worlds. Text 15. Panchajanyam Rishikeshu Devadattam Dhananjaya Poundram Dadmau Mahashankam Bhima Karma Vrikodara. Panchajanyam, the conchal name Panchajanya, Rishikesha, Krishna, the Lord who directs the senses of the devotees. Devadattam, the conchal name Devadatta, Dhananjaya, Arjuna, the winner of wealth. Poundram, the conch name Poundra, Dadmau, blue, Mahashankam, the terrific conchal, Bhima Karma, one who performs Herculean tasks, Vrikudara, the voracious heater, Bhima. Lord Krishna, blue is conchal called Panchajanya, Arjuna blue is the Devadatta, and Bhima, the voracious eater, the performer of Herculean task, blue is terrific conchal called Poundra, purple. Lord Krishna is referred to as Rishikesha because in this verse, because he is the owner of all the senses. The living entities are parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord, and the senses of the living entities are also part and parcels of his senses. So, for a devotee who's very pure, his senses are usually controlled by the Supreme Lord. But for others, it is not exactly so. So here, because for Arjuna, he directly controls the senses of Arjuna. Krishna directly controls the senses of Arjuna. He is called Rishikesha. And the Lord, he has different names according to the different activities. The Lord has different names. For example, Madhusudana. He's called Madhusudana because he killed the demon Madhu. And he's called Govinda because he gives pleasure to the cows and to the senses. His name is Vasudeva because he is the son of Vasudeva. And his name is Devaki Nandana because he is the son of Devaki. And he's the son of, and he's called Yashoda Nandana because he awarded his childhood pastimes to Yashoda at Vrindavana. His name is Parthasarathi because he worked as charioteer of his friend Arjuna. Similarly, his name is Rishikesha because he gave direction to Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Arjuna is referred to as Dhananjaya in this verse because he helped his brother in fetching wealth when it was required by the king to make expenditure for different sacrifices. Similarly, Bhima is known as Vrikodara because he could eat as voraciously as he could perform Herculean tasks, such as the killing of the demon Hidimba. So the particular types of conch shell blown by the different personalities on the side of the Pandavas, beginning with the lords, were all very encouraging to the fighting soldiers. On the other hand, there was no such credits on the presence of Lord Krishna, the supreme director, nor that of the goddess of fortune. So they were predestined to lose the battle, and that was the message announced by the sounds of the conch shells of the Pandavas. Hare Krishna, I would like to stop here. Thank you so much.